Alright, hello friends. It is the next day and we are finally going to do our chains. So they did come in, the correct ones this time. They've been here a little while, I just didn't mention them yet. And it's as simple as pull the cotter pin out, pull the actual pin out. You got your hook, put a loop of your chain into your hook, and you put your pin through hook and loop of chain both. At least that's what's supposed to happen today. No, it's definitely the right ones. Sometimes they are a little fiddly. Normally though, they'll go right in for you. At least my other chain did, both ends. It's the same stuff. So I don't know why it's fighting me on this one. I guess maybe let's try the other end. But in the meantime, pull that back out of there. Yeah, see this one, whoops. This one looks like it's not going to be any problem. This one on this end. Well, looks like that, but is not that. Well, I can't explain that. That's the general idea. Just a sanity check that it isn't the wrong pin, which I don't know how it could be, but we'll take another one of these apart. Yeah, it should. Yeah, they should, mind you, go right through there. I do not know why it is not. Especially since right here, oh, not long enough. Didn't unwind enough of it. Right here we have one that I've already done, and it's in there just fine. So I don't know what's special about this one, why this one worked and the others do not. And I never did bend that over. Whoops. Do it now. That's not important. We have them. I can put them together at any time. And we are kind of time limited today because I'm streaming American Truck Simulator tonight. So I don't have a whole lot of time to monkey around figuring stuff out. We can wait to figure this out until another day. For giggles, let's try it in the other chain. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I guess I'm going to have to get out a torch and heat those links up and spread them apart. Alright. Well, our gauges, I keep talking about them. They will make it into the tractor eventually. This box is a new fuel bowl and mesh fuel filter for the bowl. We're not putting that in today unless we end up having extra time. Now, today's project is all right here in this bag, but I want to get it out without getting all the receipts and everything out of the bag. Alright, there we go. 18-inch switch to starter cable, which is not what it's going to be used for, and a 36-inch switch to starter cable. The 18-inch is going to go from the battery disconnect up to the starter button, and that's what we have right here. And then we have our disconnect with this little red key that goes in there and rotates around to engage your battery. Alright, so let me move you guys. Put you something like so. Alright. And basically, I already have, don't need these gloves, not right now anyway. I already have hardware in it. I went and picked up earlier today. So we got to take that off. I just had to make sure I got the right size. This is going to mount right here. I don't know how well you guys can see that from way back there, so let's grab you and lift you up here. I've already drilled a hole in the frame. I did that on my lunch from my day job, and we're going to mount that guy right there. One will be sufficient. I don't need to worry about the other side. It's not like I'm going to be putting a whole lot of torque on it. Plus, this edge here is against the metal, so that'll help hold it. And then there's going to be cable from this cable here, from the battery. It's going to connect to one side of this. From the other side of this, it's going to go up to wherever I end up mounting the starter switch up here, and then the long cable is going to come from that all the way back down to the starter, which I do already have the hardware off for the starter too. Hopefully that all made sense and I wasn't too jerky with the camera picking up the tripod like that. Let's see if I can get you guys settled back in. All right, we'll take the key out to make our job easier. Feed that through there. Grab the lock washer. And of course, the downside is that it's very, very difficult to work on it for the same reason that it'll stay there just fine. Can't really get around everything very easily. Alright, there. Got the lock washer on. So now we'll grab our nut and drop it immediately where we can't get it back out. Everything working on these old tractors is very confined. Alright, that ain't gonna work. So there's a lot of monkeying around in very tight spaces and fighting with things because of it. Uh-oh. We almost lost it right there. Got it though. Okay. Screwdriver, which will become very important in a moment. Oh, and then the lock washer knocked back off, and goes where we can't get it. This is going to be very foutry, as a Scottish guy I watch on YouTube says. I take it that's like a Scottish word for fiddly and annoying, from what I understand. Foutry. What a word. And I'm sure I'm putting the wrong emphasis, or the emphasis on the wrong syllable, I guess would be more accurate. Alright, we might have it. If not, we're close. Alright, if I just hold that right there. Ah! Oh yeah. We got her. Well, ain't that irritating? It'll work. That's liable to fall out. I had meant to flip it up and put it through the other hole. Better remount it now instead of later, when I gotta take everything else off too. Also, I just realized I bet I've got to put on the heavy duty cables before I mount this to the tractor. Alright, the nut and lock washer, pull that back off there. Yeah, I'm thinking that probably makes some sense. Where'd you go, Alexander? Oh, you're right there. Okay. You're a good boy. Interesting. The lower nut on this one came loose on me, on that side. We only want the upper nuts spun off. So let's make sure both lower nuts are tight. Glad it's just standard 9/16 for everything here. Yeah. Cables. Alright, so we want it that orientation. So that cable goes on there. Get that all tightened down. Yeah, that is the correct orientation. Alright, so that one's set. I don't remember what size wrench we put on that, so let me just go grab my selection. Seven sixteenths. Yeah. Now I do have a couple of other bits of hardware that I bought today for replacing stuff that's already either was on the tractor or is on the tractor, depending. Alright, there we go. That's all those wires. I think those actually need to go on here on the side I've already done, right? Because thinking about it, we want them to be unpowered when the battery disconnect is turned off in the disconnected state, and we want them to have power otherwise. So we can't put them after the starter switch. So yeah, they need to go here, pretty much, which means I'm gonna have to go get some cutters to cut the zip ties that are holding them in place. In the meantime, we can at least get our positive battery cable on here. Alright, and I will be right back. I'm going to run to the shed and get some cutters. Alright, got some cutters, and there's a lot of zip ties. We will be, well, that one was so old it broke without me actually cutting. We will be redoing a lot of this wiring anyway, so this all had to come off, and then we'll redo zip ties when we have new wires. Boy, they sure have enough of them on here. Another one that was already broken. And another one. You can tell also that these were put on either by two different people or at least at two different times. Some of them have their tails cut off and some of them don't. About half and half. Whoops, threw that one a little too hard. Perfect. So that wire, and that wire all need to be accounted for on this ring terminal. That's a lot of wires. And that one, I'm actually not going to put on there. That one goes to the funky headlight switch that we're eliminating anyway. So that's going to get all rewired. I might have to take this apart again to hook that up. We will find out. But I want it hooked to the correct lighting switches, not somebody's chintzy aftermarket add-on that wasn't done right. That should in theory be that. Except that ain't gonna work. Alright, so the mistake I just made is a pretty obvious one, and you take 10 seconds to think about it. I have the cable coming off of it the wrong direction, so it'll run right into the metal of the frame. We don't want to do that. Alright, so that spins around like so. And we have all these coming off in this direction. Much better. There's our battery disconnect switch. Now we mount it again. Hopefully this time without any major issues. I'm trying to get it in there and cooperating. Of course, with all the wires and whatnot in the way, before I do that, I want to reroute the cable coming off the battery. And since it's already connected to this, the easiest way to do that is just maneuver this over, around, and under. wish I was a little skinnier. Crud. Oh. Don't drop your tiny little lock washer. Onto the ground. It's very hard to find it. It's hard enough to find when you drop it on the tractor. Now there are tricks and tools that you can use to make this easier on yourself. I don't know the tricks, and I don't own the tools. Nope, that didn't work. You know, that's staying there pretty good. I bet I can go around the other side. Oh yeah, actually see what I'm doing and put it right on there. Work smarter, not harder. Grab our nut and do the same thing with that. If we can. Yep. Alrighty, so there's that. And wrong starter switch. I grabbed the wrong one. Oh, if it's not one thing, it's another, right? Well, that's unfortunate. Guess I know what I gotta run to Tractor Supply tomorrow and exchange. Hopefully they have the right one in stock. Yeah, that's gonna work out beautiful at least. Get right up in the area that I want to mount that switch at. I think what I'm going to do is actually take out this jury-rigged headlight switch and mount the new push-button starter right there where that goes. Or possibly on this plate. Something like that. But for now, we will just get it put on the starter. I don't think that's, no, it's definitely not the right size. It's going to be any, it'll be this one, and it is. Look at that. If I can hold on to it. Okay, now that we've done that, if we temporarily tie these two together using this guy up here, we can actually use the battery shutoff switch as a temporary key. Not that I'm going to run it like this, mind you, but just to prove that our connections all work before I run back to the store tomorrow and get a key, or not a key, but a proper starter switch. Whew. The allergies are kicking today. Oops, grabbed the wrong wrench. 7/16. Shut up, Cash. Oh, goodness. Alright, we get that away from anything metal. And disengage that. Huh. Not sure I'm a fan of that battery disconnect. Because it should. Huh. Interesting. It should have shut off right away. Oh, that's right, I didn't hook the headlights back up. Trying to use the headlight to make sure I've got power. Yeah, see, that should be turning over now and not now. Well, that's not good. We may have burned up another starter. Pretty sad if so, because it barely did anything. I am concerned. But everything's made so cheap these days. You know? Take this off. Drop the nut. Feed this cable over to there. Yeah, the starter didn't even get hot, so it should not have failed like that. Well, that's no bueno. The joys working on old equipment. Sometimes things go wrong. You might notice this looks all wet. You can't see it, but there's some bolts back here that look all wet. And the fill plug and level plug, as well as the drain plug on the oil pan, all look all wet as well. Because I've been soaking all of those down with PB Blaster's penetrating catalyst. We're hoping that everything that I soaked down here comes apart good and easy when it's time to change the oil. I did bring my orange pumice hand cleaner out since I knew I was going to be getting filthy this time, rather than monkeying with gloves like I did yesterday. Well, I am not having the greatest day, am I? Nothing wants to work right. I'm hoping that it's this cable that failed, not the starter. I guess what we need to do, after I dry off my hands, is go straight from the battery to the starter using a different cable than that one. One last hurrah. It kicked over a little bit for a minute. That's it. I'm definitely worried. All right, nut, screwdriver, lock washer and screw, here, kind of out of the way. You are supposed to not be down here in my way. All right. That seems to be starter issue. Damn. I will test this again tomorrow with a jump pack on my lunch break, which will be off camera. Obviously, I'm pretty frustrated. I didn't have a whole lot of time to work on this today. I wanted to get this wiring finished. I bought the wrong switch, and the starter may be dead. Or the battery might be too weak to turn it over. That's the reason I'm going to try it with a jump pack. But for now, let's see where we at on time. We're running out of time. We only have 15 minutes left, and I do have to clean up. So that'll be it for today. And I'll be back with you guys to continue working on it when I can. Hey everybody, welcome back. I have no idea where we left off on the last video. I've been gone for a week driving truck. Took vacation for a week from my day job, and I went out and drove truck and for 6 days, me and the big moose. In the meantime, Lady Metal got me an early Father's Day present, and we're about to have a look at that. Let me step back here. There we go. So I was talking about how I don't really have any organization for my tools. They're just spread all over the workbench. Well, I have some organization now. There's still a lot more to do. I haven't put everything in here, but it's a start. It's a two-piece. This is just sitting on top of that. It's not connected to it, so we can lift it off. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice there's something in the background over here. There's also things down here in the bottom, but there's air tools. That one's not got anything in it yet, but we have a storage area down here. I got the old lights and wiring harness off the trailer. We don't care about those. In the back is the new lights. Here's our box of gauges. This is a new fuel bowl. This box is a ridiculously expensive set of fender extenders, and I'll show you when we walk over to the tractor what those do. In these two boxes are a pair of headlights and the one work light on the back replacements. I can show you one of those, maybe. Here, let's just get the other one out. That's easier. They're all three the same light. So there we go. Nice light. And all the original styling and everything. We just got to put them on and then wire them, of course. And put that back in there, and put that in there. Now, of course, you can see it just sitting on my back patio that needs some attention. Look at all this mess coming off the maple tree above us. Yeah, this is not where this is staying, of course. This needs to go way out there in the workshop. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop on the tractor, which is running now. I'll explain why the hood's off in a minute. It is running now. All the work that we did in the previous videos and everything is good to go. We're going to back that trailer right up as close as we can get it to steps, and we're going to carry both pieces down there onto the trailer. Now what you saw over here is a seat cushion that I ordered. Oh, why has it got black cruddies on it? Well, that's not good. Well, they're just wiping off, so not a big deal. In international colors, of course, to replace the black one that's on the tractor. And it looks huge, though. We're about to find out, eh? Get it off in the front. Oop. Don't trip over the tongue of the trailer. Uh-oh. Spider's been busy while I've been gone. That's all right. There we go. So we got that off. Let's do a quick size comparison here. That versus that. This definitely looks bigger, but not as much bigger as I thought. All right, I'm gonna need two hands, so let's see, can I clip you guys anywhere? Yeah, you can kind of see from there. All right. Get this slid down. This is always the hardest part about putting a seat cover on one of these pan seats, is getting the edge started underneath of the hinge section there. Oh, I better see what that is. Sorry about that, everybody. That was my mom. She was supposed to be coming down tomorrow so I can put her hitch on her van for her, but the weather's not going to cooperate. So, all right, look at that. Look at that. Heck yeah. Right, that feels pretty good, except the two water holes. Of course, there's no padding right around those, but yeah, that ought to be nice and comfy. And it fits better than I thought it would. Great. All right. Let's grab you guys off of there and give a quick walk around. So there's our air cleaner top, our muffler, and the hood. Now, why is the hood off? Oh yeah, and the battery box, because I was still working on all the electrical, so it's easier to just disconnect and connect the battery when it's not in the box. That box is not a great one, but it works. So had to get the hood off, of course, because I was going to replace the gauges. Now, I don't think I'm going to do that now today. Instead, I think I'm going to clean up all my mess, get the battery back in the battery box, and do what I said about moving that, because it's about to get extremely hot today, and I'm not feeling the greatest, so I don't want to really be out here in the heat, because that always makes me feel worse. Boy, spiders were really busy. So instead of working on it, which I was all set up to do until I started getting too hot, we are gonna just put the toolbox away where it belongs. So this is all wired up. I can't remember exactly where we left off in the last video. I think we got here, but it wouldn't start. Well, dummy me. I had not gotten one of these connections actually correct. So I switched it around, and a little bit of choke. It's full choke, so we want half a choke there, and it's already on. She should light right off. So there we go. She runs good. Everything's kosher. We are going to switch you guys around to be mounted in a different orientation on this mount that I'm holding, and take you for a ride on the tractor. And that'll be it for this video. So not just this clip, but this video, and we'll bring you back for a second video when I work on the rest of it. I did promise though that I'd show you what that one box that I said was ridiculously expensive was for. So our fenders, they are mounted here, 4 bolts. Okay, I want them out here, but there's no way to mount, as you can clearly see. So what those are is they are thick steel plates that give you 5 holes down each side. So you bolt 4 of them here, and then you have 3 holes out here, and you can adjust the fender on those 3 anywhere you want. You can even overlap. So if I want these bolts here, this edge of the fender to be here, it can be. It's just you're going through. So that's what that is for, and we're going to put them on each side and move our fenders all the way out so they're right up by the wheels, and that gives more room in there, so I can do whatever I want with that space, like have a kid stand there and lean against the fender while I'm driving, give a kid a ride. I got Lady Metal's grandkids. Ooh, I can't forget those there. I need to get those into the toolbox. All right, let me get the camera resituated, and clean up all my mess and everything, and we will move the tractor. See you guys in a bit. All right, here we go. Well, it would help if I moved the hose, wouldn't it? It's all right, it gives the tractor a minute to warm up. I did damage that stack. That's a long story. Reposition the toolbox so the drawers don't come flying out. I'll be right back if I can get the parking brake set.